What's up, Mets fans? Welcome back to Talking Mets and Rob. How is everybody doing? Before I get started talking about Erick Fedde to the Mets, don't forget, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button if you enjoy my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos, and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. All right, guys, so you went to bed, woke up, checked your phone, looked at X, see what news and rumors are going around about the New York Mets, and you see the Mets are one of two teams finalists for Erick Fedde, who formerly pitched for the Washington Nationals. Met fans should know him pretty well with the Washington Nationals and being in the NL East and pitching for against the Mets all those years. Where was he last year? Well, he was in the KBO, winning the Cy Young and winning the league MVP. Had an outstanding season with the KBO, worked on some things, and clearly figured them out. Now you're going to say, why would the Mets be on Erick Fedde? Why would they get a guy that was unsuccessful in Major League Baseball? Well, the comparison is Merrill Kelly. Merrill Kelly pitched in KBO, figured himself out, and now he's a pitcher for the Arizona Diamondbacks, and he had a 3.5 ERA last year. He figured things out, worked on mechanics, worked on stuff, worked on things he needed to, and went to the major leagues and did his job. And that's a good thing. Also, Mark Feinstein stated that besides being a finalist for Erick Fedde, with the White Sox, by the way, is expected to get a 2-year, $10 million a year deal. $5 million a year deal, 10 years for 2 years. Now, you're going to say, why would the Mets go after Erick Fedde? Well, my conclusion is the Mets are definitely going to a six-man rotation. So you're going to need a fourth, a fifth, a sixth starter, which the majority of baseball teams, if not all, have starters that have ERAs above 4. It's just how baseball is. Fourth, fifth, sixth starters are usually, if not all of them, 4 ERA and higher. But why the Mets are going after Erick Fedde, and I believe they're not necessarily looking at the ERA that was 2 with Erick Fedde. They weren't necessarily looking at Cy Young from the KBO. They're looking at 3 things. Strikeouts per 9, which he had over 200. We'll look at his stats in a second. Strikeout is a big thing. Walks per 9, and innings pitched. And let's go and look at what I'm talking about in regards to stats. We know with the Nationals, he wasn't very good. He had a career ERA of 5.41. His last season with the Nationals was 5.81. His best season was 4.29. That was in Major League Baseball. In 2023 in the KBO League, 2 ERA, 20-6, 30 games started, 180 in the third innings. That's key to think about, Mets fans. 209 strikeouts and only 35 walks. His big thing when he was in Major League Baseball was walks. The strikes per 9 weren't good, and he wasn't pitching a lot of innings. The most innings he pitched in Major League Baseball was 133 and the third inning in 2021. That was it. And that was because he wasn't good enough, so they kept on taking him out of the rotation. A couple times they brought him in the bullpen as well. So what did he fix in the KBO? Arm slot. According to a couple of reports and a couple of sources, he changed his arm slot to a little bit higher than what he was doing in Major League Baseball, and that helps him provide more movement on his pitches, on his off-speed, on his breaking balls. And it also disguises those off-speed and breaking balls that look like fastballs coming out of the hand of Erick Fedde to the batters. And that's important to realize. There's a couple of things here where the Mets are looking at. They're not looking at him and saying, oh, Erick Fedde, top of the rotation, 2 ERA. No. They're looking at 3 things. Strikeout per 9, walks per 9, and innings pitched. And on top of that, he went to KBO and fixed what he needed to fix. His arm slot, raising it a little bit higher when he releases the ball, has done wonders in making him the pitcher that he was in KBO. And I'm not saying he's going to pitch to a 2.5 ERA. That would be great. I mean, that'd be a blessing, right? What the Mets are looking at here, and it is probably almost guaranteed at this point, is that they're going to a 6-man rotation. You need guys to pitch in your rotation. Guys that you can know that takes the ball every 5th day, and Erick Fedde has proven to do that. And I do believe that the reason why they're after Erick Fedde is because they have no problem with him being a back end of the rotation guy, pitching 5th in a rotation, 6th in a rotation. And this also confirms, if you're wondering, that I think the Mets are fairly confident they're going to land Shoto Imanaga or end both Yoshinobu Yamamoto, and that's why they're going harder after back end of the rotation, guys, because they need arms. You go with a 6-man rotation, that means you're going to read 8, 9, 10 arms. Even when you go to a 5-man rotation, you need about 10 arms just to fill in case of injury. So getting all these arms is not a panic move or a panic by Mets fans and saying, oh my God, what are they doing? They need real pitching. They're going to get real pitching. But you also have to solidify a back end of the rotation and, supplemental arms just in case of injuries. So you're going to need 8, 9, 10 of guys like Erick Fedde, guys like that. And that's the important thing to look at. I know it's concerning. I know Mets fans are freaking out on Mets Twitter, but look at it from the perspective that I just told you. The hell with the ERA from the KBO. I don't care about the win-loss record. But what teams look at now for guys who are back into the rotation guys are guys that can eat innings, has a good strikeout per 9, a good walks per 9, and a guy who fixed himself when he knew there was a problem and why he wasn't successful as a decent top prospect in the national system, came up, was supposed to be good, wasn't, fixed himself. His arm slot was clearly the key. And this is another league like the Japanese league, the KBO, that does not like to strike out. So it's not the best league. We all know that. But I'm not expecting him to throw a 2 ERA in Major League Baseball. What I'm expecting is a guy to throw a 4 ERA, 4.5 ERA as your number 4, 5th, or 6th starter. That's what you get in most pitchers in the back end of the rotation. Guys who have 4 innings, 4 ERAs or higher. It's just that simple. It's not hard to understand why the Mets are doing this, because it's clear they're going to a 6-man rotation, because I do believe they're fairly confident that they're going to land either Yamamoto or Imanaga or even both. Once again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, hit on that like button. If you enjoy my content, want to see more, want to get notified when I post my videos and when I go live, you guys know what to do. Hit on that subscribe button, everybody. Let me know in the comments, guys, what do you think about the Mets being finalists for Erick Fedde? 2 years, $10 million are projected what he's going to get. I know you're not going to be happy about this, but understand why they're doing it. Innings pitched, innings eater, strikeouts per 9, walks per 9, and also he fixed something that was the major problem in Major League Baseball that he was having issues with, and that was arm slot. He changed his arm slot to a higher arm slot, and it has changed everything that made him be so good in the KBO. Once again, guys, I want to thank you for watching, and as always, Met fans, let's go